What's good, everybody? It's your boy Big Zach, 617, Woke to the World Podcast and TV. We are here at episode 2. I am here with my man Joey Slicks.
Hey! What's going on, everybody?
What's going on?
Yes,
How are
Zach,
you
thanks for
doing
having me. This is a
today?
beautiful, beautiful night here. It's like 33 warm degrees, 34 degrees, something like that. The snow is melted out there.
Yeah, the snow's
Slowly melting.
slowly melting, but at the
Yeah.
same point in time, it's also coming back. You know, we
Yeah.
have a little bit more snow this week. And when I left,
What is going on?
when I left to come here, it was snowing.
Yeah. 10 years ago, there was enough snow where, like, there were just for whatever reason that year, there was so much snow. There was, like, all kind of, you could snowboard. There was, like, public areas that were former snowboard areas. People were snowboarding them until April. Then it didn't happen again, but this might be the year. This might be the next year like that.
I remember 2014.
Yeah.
There was 14 feet of snow on the ground.
Yeah, that's the year we're talking about. Like, so that hasn't happened since then. Like, it just hasn't. There hasn't been that kind of accumulation. Not that it hasn't snowed, but it keeps getting warm and melting all the snow.
Right.
Yeah, so that's kind of the whole key.
Right. It's like you get a little bit of hope. It's like, oh, it's a little bit warmer out than it was yesterday, and then they hit you with a real freezing cold.
Yeah, you said they hit you. Do you think it's a weather mod? You think weather modifications going on?
Maybe.
It seems like things aren't what they've been. This is like a new kind of weather pattern. Like, what the heck? And weather modification is thing. Money, and you're getting married in like Saudi Arabia,
Yeah.
or like, I don't know, somewhere out there. You can pay for them to guarantee there's no rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they'll say, okay, there'll be no rain.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they'll spray stuff in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, weather modification is a real thing. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Where's global warming gone? Yeah, thinking if there was, I don't know. So if they're really able to modify the weather, wouldn't they make it get warmer? That's my other question. So I'm arguing with myself right now. You ever do that? Yeah.
So, questions we're gonna get into here is we have a bunch of stuff here on this table, and we have a cup.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So this is a very important cup here. So I was I'm from the '90s. Like, I wasn't born then, but I was doing teenager stuff in the '90s. A very important time to me. And this is the cup that represents the look. Like, this is the look of that era. Like, people had said, if you were to take what the '90s was about and you were to turn it into a cup design, what would it be? This is the answer.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the
pretty much.
Originally the company was Sweetheart.
Everybody's water cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, the Adam Sandler.
I remember seeing
Water
people who
Boy.
had jackets like this too.
Yeah, you can still get them. It's actually a big thing. It's like the retro look. You can get it for your car. There's vehicles wrapped in this look, and it's kind of an interesting thing. So the Sweetheart company made cups, and they were eventually sold to Solo. So now you would associate that with Solo, but originally it was from the Sweetheart company, and there's a little bit of a discrepancy there who actually owns the design. There was a bunch of people who worked for the company. They were like trying to design something. It was a contest. And one particular lady, I guess, is actually contested, but she put this design together. They ran with it. She didn't get paid extra. She got like a bonus or something, or not even. She got like, I don't know, her name in the newsletter. Something real bad.
Yeah.
And then what do they care? Like, yeah, whatever. We're just gonna run with that design. It's like, it's not breaking ground, but it has become this look of the night. They ran that design hard, is what happened.
Yeah, they did.
It was on paper.
They have jackets. They have
everything.
They have everything with
that. And so
I seen the tower, the big tower from N-Star that they have in this design one time.
That's amazing.
Yeah, they did like some kind of like altercation, like some kind of picture of like what it would look like. I've seen propane tanks in this design.
Yes, it's a very important thing. It's bigger than the cup design. That's your origin, but it's gone on to be like an expression that means like everything 90s.
Right.
in those stripes. Now I've spent a lot of time looking at this design. If you look at it's like the letter M, right?
Yeah, some places it's like a letter M, some places.
But like look at it, like you can sort of see what I'm saying. Like it's like a sideways letter M, right?
Yeah.
But then the purple is actually the same like angles, and it's also M, but it's inverted.
Yeah, I see
and
that.
But it kind of does the same thing. It's just like a different stroke. It's like smaller, but and it's kind of really a basic thing. But it's like one of the things. If I showed it to you, you could recognize it again. But if I told you to draw it, you'd be like, I can't. I don't remember what it was like. It's like it's a hard thing. So it's very interesting design. I don't know. It has cool colors. It suggests cool, I guess.
Cool.
I think that's kind of what people like about it.
Hell
Purple and
I love it.
yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's actually the solo. That's the solo disposable jazz cup. And so that's where the name comes from.
The disposable
but
jazz
that's
cup.
not the origin of the name. But like at some point I realized, wait, this is what this name means.
Yeah.
It's like I think I was doing a Google search way back when I was putting together media,
Mm-hmm.
and I was typing in disposable jazz, and this thing popped up,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, that's my name for my band. I'm representing for this cup design, which I already love, but I had never put the words just like solo disposable jazz cup, which is what the listing would be.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, I'm also a solo act. I've got a very 90s style. So I was like, I'm running with it, right? So that was my first idea. So then I was like, all right, let me order some cups in the mail. I spent like, I don't know how much money. It was like $5 a cup or something, like for these real vintage, like original Sweetheart ones.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had a couple of the cups. I thought that was important to have a few. I was thinking I should maybe sell these cups. Like you could sell these cups for $1, buy a bunch.
Yeah.
I don't know. 'Cause people buy the cup. And so one day I'm at this job that I had, right? And you ever do this thing in the move of the job? You go, hey, mind if I go take a leak? You ever say that? But what the leak is weed leaking out of your weed pipe. You ever do that leak? You don't have to tell what the leak is, but you just tell, I wasn't lying. I did take a leak of the weed from the weed pipe. So I'm going where I went to go smoke. It happened to be by, like, it was an area where there was a railroad, right? So I go back there, smoking weed, right where I was. It was like under a little bridge or something. There's it was an outhouse nearby. There was a trash barrel. On top of the trash barrel, that cup is sitting there. And this is recent. So this is like, I'm like out there smoking weed on like an alleged pee break, and I find this cup that I already own, I already knew about, and I was like, I'm exactly at the right place at the right time in life. So I was like, I'm running with it. So that kind of emboldened me. Yeah, so that's the cup. Now this cup, if you notice this cup is a very large cup.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they made them that big.
Yeah.
I'm like really curious to like how that cup got in the trash barrel.
Like, this is like a fountain cup.
Yeah, it's like a 16-ounce like soda cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other ones are like, you think of like a dentist office.
I've seen like maybe one or two fountain cup size.
Yeah.
With this design on.
I just this is so it's really beaten up. And so I thought if I stick in there a little plastic water bottle, it's a twofer because I should theoretically stick water for the bong in there, so I always have it and it's in a cup. And then it keeps the form pretty good and weightiness for the cup to stand like on a windy day.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that's what's going on there.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's what's up with the cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when we were at New Year's Eve, someone tried to throw away your cup, and you were like, "Don't do that."
Yeah. Often I'm busking, and the cup that I throw it in the ground so it's like in the camera shot.
Yeah.
But it's also the path of people, and that's kind of part of the fun too because they kick the cup.
Yeah.
And we get kick the cup, and be like, "Hey, that's my cup."
Yeah.
And the cup's what's up, and then, But I kind of enjoy that part. And so if someone knocks my cup over or something like that, I usually be like, you hit my cup. And then I try to take a picture with them and really make good on the situation. I don't want to make them feel bad, but I start backing out a little bit like, yeah.
Right.
But it's just for fun.
100%.
It's just for show.
That was a cold night.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I busk in the winter. It's cold. The chopper freezes. And so does the bong water. I'm like New England's premier bong player. You can't And so if you put salt water in the bong, and if you take like the ones for your toes, the hand warmer for your toes, the toe warmers, unless you're like a monkey, then it doesn't matter. But for regular people, the toe warmers are adhesive because they go on human feet socks, and so then you can stick it right to the trumpet valves, and then it keeps it kind of warm. But yeah, playing in the cold weather is important.
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
because you know why? I'll tell you why playing in the cold weather is very important.
Hmm.
Nobody else is doing it. So if you are trying to go do busking, summertime, it's hard to find a block.
Yeah.
Because you can't just go play anywhere. You're like, oh, I was gonna set up, but I can hear this other guy. I'm too close to him in an air shot. It'd be rude to play here.
Yeah.
Nobody. It's just you gotta kind of keep these things in mind.
100%.
Wintertime, the whole city's yours. No one's
100%.
parked. Yeah, nobody's out, so it's you by yourself. Even the pigeons are gone.
Facts.
But it's not so bad. It's kind of fun. And sometimes those times like a Lansdowne Street, people are drunk, so.
Of course.
It's kind of a wild card.
Then you get a whole bunch of people and.
Yeah, it's sort of fun. A lot of times people want to grab the mic. I offer them the mic, and I'm always encouraging that to happen. So
Yeah.
I've got some interesting videos of, drunk people singing real hard. And people who were just good singers and walking by like, yo.
That's cool.
So
That's cool.
it's all kind of interesting.
Right.
You've been on there.
Right.
You actually did it.
We did New Year's Eve.
We recorded you.
We did an audio on New Year's Eve too that night.
Yeah.
We did an audio for your show that night as well.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
let's talk about that a little.
Yeah, my
bit.
show's
Your
was
shows
on
that you're
hiatus.
doing.
I haven't done an episode since. It started in the end of the year, and I was supposed to take off January, and so now we're February. So theoretically, I should get back on it, and I have a ton of interviews ready to go.
Cool.
But I had to take some time because I had to think about how I want to do it. I was using Spotify. We kind of have an issue with Spotify. Spotify's doing bad stuff, really screwing people over. People are and then there's this new tool where they're telling on people producers what sample they use using AI. It's like
Right.
maybe I don't want to be on Spotify. So
100%.
our show is different because we only do audio, and so maybe it's time to start considering doing like live stream.
Yeah.
And
Live stream or video.
yeah, and it would actually like we started out. What happened was this with the show. So it's Smoke and Herb Radio Show.
Mm-hmm.
The letter N. The smoke is in this algorithm here.
Yeah.
The people who are a part of the cannabis, who are also making about art. So cannabis, we say the people from the arts and cannabis communities, which is sort of broad stroke, right? So are you the cannabis community if you work at a dispensary? Yes, but you're also the cannabis community if you like buy weed from anybody, from your neighbor. It's a really encompassing word. And then the smoke part, that's smoke. And then the herb part is Herb Alpert. So we play Herb Alpert records for 90 minutes, vinyl. And so what happened was doing a project with the David Bieber Archives. And they're over in Norwood. David Bieber Archives, amazing place. It's archived media from all of the Boston radio stations.
That was amazing.
Yeah, you were there. Yeah.
When we went there, that was amazing.
Yeah.
I was blown away by that place.
The place is amazing. Yeah, it's too much to take in a day. You could be there for a significant amount of time and still find new stuff.
100%.
Yeah. So they were looking for radio shows, and cannabis was very new then. Like it was just recently legalized. People were kind of not sure what they wanted to do with it, how to kind of get on board. But it was exciting times for cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
And so the idea was that they wanted a sort of cannabis-related show, and I'm big into names and like naming things, and I thought of the name Smoke and Herb. And at first I was gonna make it more about like Herbie Hancock as well as Herb Alpert, just people named Herb, Peaches and Herb, whatever Herb. But then I was like, wait a second, if I just make it about Herb Alpert, that would actually be kind of cool, just about Herb Alpert. Herb Alpert, if you don't know, he's probably the most iconic jazz player you've never heard of in American musical history. He's oversold the Beatles in the 60s, he really has put out a lot of records. He's on album number 52. He's 90. He's still touring. He's got a whole, I think it's UCLA, has a whole music at the university, like amphitheaters named for him. Like the whole music building is named for him. He's probably, like, his music is in so many things. Method Man sampled him and Release Your Delph, like that. That's the Herb Alpert sample there. And there's a ton of tracks. Biggie Smalls and Juicy, that I think was Juicy. I can't remember what song it was. Maybe it was that. But anyway, he's you've heard his music even if you haven't heard his music directly, just because there's a lot there. And it's also kind of the kind of music it is. It seems like it feels like some of it anyway, kind of music-y, like kind of background music a little bit, you know. At least I thought that way at first. I think now I think of it a little bit differently, but it's definitely like it's kind of low key enough where you can have conversation over it, you know. So and a lot of it, most of it doesn't have vocals. Most of it's just some instruments, some number of horns usually. Yeah, so being at the Beaver, we had access to all these records, and then we ran that show at the Beaver for a while. At some point, they were kind of decided to do things differently. I don't know if they wanted to kind of distance themselves from cannabis, but we kind of stopped using their space, and there's a couple issues. I was trying to have guests on. They weren't really comfortable with having strangers come in there every week, just for security reasons. They didn't have people to kind of manage it, and it seemed like that might be a potential problem. Just in terms of keeping things safe and guarded and all that. So anyway, I stopped doing the show at the Beaver Archives at some point. Initially, I wasn't doing it at the Beaver Archives. Initially, I started doing it from my house early on. And so then I just decided to just continue just doing it from my house. And I thought that I should just go out and physically take people's interviews, from where they're at.
Right.
And that just kind of seemed like kind of a cool way to do it. And so then the idea became like collecting a bunch of interviews every week, and then one day a week mixing in the 90 minutes of the Herb Alpert vinyls, which I have a very good collection of them, at home, my home vinyl collection. And then on the channel 3 on the mixing board, I'll run, through my phone or something, or depending on how I did it, these interviews. And then that's been the case probably for a little bit. It's kind of been good in a couple ways. It makes it a lot easier to interview people because I tend to interview people where they're at, or we'll have a phone conversation. Like one of the struggles before was like trying to meet at a very specific time. People have jobs, and it's like it was a hard thing. It was kind of a hard thing to me because we had to do the show a little bit early, just because of the opening hours, So now that we've been at it for about 4 years, I say we like Candace J. She's still involved. My homie Carlos, he hasn't been involved with it, but he was involved for a long time. He still like checks in now and then, and obviously everyone who does an interview, they're obviously involved. So that's why I say we.
For sure.
And took a little break to try to maybe figure out how to do a little bit differently. We kind of had a struggle with viewership and a really great show. It was like really great art guests. I've done a better job of getting guests than viewers, So
for sure,
it'd be better if I could broaden our reach. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like take a step for a second. I started doing my daily news show, which is the Wash Daily, which I put that down for a while. Now that I get that back,
yeah, man, daily shows are strenuous.
Yeah, but about that show was important was I liked my interviews a lot better when I was on top of the current news and I was reviewing the news stories every day, because if I was interviewing somebody from whatever cannabis industry, I would have a lot of questions and I would have information to pull from, and I'd be knowledgeable about the stories. And for a little while I stopped doing the show, and I just the questions I was asking weren't as good. I wasn't as knowledgeable. It wasn't as easy to find like the right question for the right person. Like let's say I'm at NECAN or something, you never know who you would talk to. If you're on top of what's going on in cannabis, you can ask a lot better questions. So I feel like it was important for me to start doing the news show again, just so I could be back with, just understanding what's really going on, most current events, and related and legally and medically and whatever else.
For sure.
There's a lot going on here, like especially now. There's a whole group trying to repeal Massachusetts cannabis, also Maine, they failed there though, and also Arizona. So part of it is also, it's really important people understand what's going on. That really we have this plant that's a healing plant. It has more uses than any other known plant, and that if the plant isn't available, then people tend to use things that aren't that plant, and that's way worse. That's what all the studies show.
For
Alcohol
sure.
is worse. Even the Delta 8 and Delta 10, if you're concerned with that, those products don't exist in legal market states. Like, so if you have a legal market like in Boston, like, you can't even find that stuff.
Right.
Who's gonna buy it? You can sit there forever. No one's gonna buy it. Yeah. So yeah, that's the show. We're kind of just try to make it easy for people to kind of pick up where we're at with cannabis.
Mm.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
that's
you were talking about collections in there, and you said you have a vinyl collection. What other kind of collections did you have?
Of records?
Of just like anything.
Well, all right. So I do collect records.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite things to do is to go record shopping. I just enjoy that. I always have. I lost a lot of records over life, so I started building back my records collection. Pretty much after I got divorced, I decided that it was important for me to get turntables again. I got divorced. I used to be married. Now I'm not married, and I have records. So, so now that's how it works. But yeah, I collect records. I collect hip hop records from like the '90s or '80s and '90s. I buy a lot of modern stuff too. People who are putting stuff out. But like if I'm at the record store, I really like to get like the golden era records.
For sure.
There's bands that I like. I like Primus. I collect like their records. The band Lettuce, it's a jazz band. I collect their records. Like it's kind of like I just weirdly pick bands that I'll collect their records.
Cool.
But I don't collect every record, like from everybody. Like I kind of am pretty specific, and I'm not sure why. And part of it these days, like because of the YouTube situation, like it used to be the case when you used to go record shopping back in the day. If you didn't have the record, you couldn't hear the song. Now that's not the case. You can just go home and listen to whatever record on YouTube. Like so you can still hear it, and that's really changed like my personal record buying, like I don't know what the word is, focus. Like the things I buy now, I'm like, is it really worth it? Where I can listen to it if I just want to. Like I just know it's on YouTube. I can just listen to this record. If I don't like it enough, but I want to still be able to listen to it, I probably won't buy the record if it's on YouTube. And I probably won't listen to it on YouTube, which is the really weird thing. It's just like this thing that I'm considering. Fact of the matter, I tend not to listen to music on YouTube anyway. So yeah, but the fact that I could prevents me from buying it sometimes if I don't like it enough.
Yeah.
Because it's never the case you one by one record. It's always the case you have 6 records in your hand and you figure out which 2 you're going to get or something, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then it comes down to cover art. It comes down to...
It's just like, yeah, can I listen to this if I don't own it? Yes. Okay. So maybe we'll get this in another time. But also, records that are $40 are a lot harder to buy than a $3 record. So if you're looking at the used section, sometimes you find deals, and I make different record decisions there. $40 for a record, I'll pay that. I even, what record I bought for $50? I bought Big Shug's record.
Nice. Which one?
Yeah, it was a record that was like, it was a weird release record. It was like a single.
Oh really?
Yeah, but it was like signed, and I can't think of the name of it right now. And I don't play it because it's like I'm like, oh, I gotta save this one. That's the other thing. The only record you can't play because you're like, I gotta keep it like pristine because I probably never see this thing ever again in my life. It's like it's like one off. It was like like some random like trial one or sample or something. I don't know.
Interesting.
I saw him at the Boston Freedom Rally though.
Yeah.
I also got the M. Dot record that day.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was pretty excited. I went home with bongs and vinyl.
Yeah.
That's pretty much me in a nutshell. That's the things I like to buy.
Nice. Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, I don't spend money on like jewelry.
No.
Like I have a lot of sneakers, but this is why I have a lot of sneakers. Like you might think I'm a sneakerhead because you might think like, oh, you have like seriously 30 pairs of Adidas in your room?
Yeah.
Because I don't throw away my sneakers when they die. I
Yeah.
wear them down to like 80%, and because there's 20% left, I'm like, I have like this someday this shoe will still work out. And so I have a pile of shoes that are kind of like, probably throw them away, but I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
I keep them. So yeah, I don't know.
100%.
Yeah, so I don't buy enough sneakers. But I have a lot of sneakers. They're just, not great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you. I have a bunch of sneakers like that too,
Yeah.
and then I'll be like, oh, I could wear this pair of sneakers, and then I'll wear them, and I'll be like, oh, this sneaker feels all weird on my foot now.
I keep some of those that you overwore, and like you dug your foot into the footbed, and now it looks like the roads on Washington Street over here in Boston. There's potholes everywhere. That's like the footbed. You ever try replacing those footbeds? It just doesn't work out.
Right.
Yeah. Like it works out for a couple of days, but then they start like crinkling up under your toe, and it's like you just have to buy brand new shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you buy your shoes? I love shoe shopping actually.
I get a lot of my shoes like online or
Yeah.
just like I wait for like sales at, like TJ Maxx usually something
Yeah.
like that. I know they went out recently, but
They went out?
yeah, a majority of them went out. The big one in next to Berkeley went out.
Oh. Yeah, that was a weird place for a TJ Maxx, don't you think?
Yeah,
like,
a little bit.
It didn't make sense there.
Yeah.
Like, this is Newbury Street, TJ Maxx.
It's a nice place for a mall, but like
Yeah.
the way it's set up, it kind of looks like the Target in Central Square.
Yeah.
And I'm not really a huge fan of the Target in Central Square.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Target in Central Square is not really a Target. It's like a city Target.
Yeah.
It's like different. They have like
right.
Like they have like it's like the catalog
It
version
doesn't.
of the
It
store.
doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't feel
they have,
like Target.
Yeah, there's like they have like half the things or a third of the things or something. You go
Right.
there, it's like there's no. It's like a bad idea.
It is.
Yeah, it's not the same as Target. Like it looks like a Target. There's a
Like
Target
then you go to
logo.
the one in Watertown and you're blown away
Yeah.
when the.
Yeah, what do you think? Target versus Walmart, which is better?
I think we need more Walmarts.
Yeah.
But because Target's convenience, I'm gonna say Target.
Oh yeah.
But I think we need more Walmarts, and I really like Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart
You usually get pretty good deals.
Yeah, Walmart used to be open so late. Now this early close on Walmart is kind of a drag.
Yeah.
I would be more apt to go to Walmart if you go to 2:00 and buy something, and there's a Walmart. Like, even if I didn't like Walmart, I would be there buying something at 2:00 complaining.
Right.
Yeah. Walmart's the only thing open.
Right.
Where else can I get Swedish fish and like pretzels?
Right.
Oh yeah, everywhere.
Or I could get a fishing rod or a
fishing
bicycle
rod.
at 3 o'clock in the morning.
You can buy hunting rifles.
Right.
Not anymore. They close like at 10 now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, everything's closed early. You remember when
It's because like state to state, all the like curfews are weird and stuff.
The worst part of it all is that you used to be able to get coffee before COVID. COVID killed coffee.
Yeah.
You can't get coffee at like 9 o'clock anymore.
Yeah.
9:30 p.m. was where you get some coffee. That was like a date. Like I could say there was some like date of mine.
Yeah.
Want to get out a cup of coffee?
Right.
Now too much. Now I can't say that. Now it's like, hey, want to go do drugs and go drink a liquor? Liquor's a huge drug.
Yeah.
You gotta ask me to do drugs if you can. It's gonna be for beers. You could lie and say coffee's a drug too,
Yeah, you can.
but it's not really a drug. No one who does drugs does coffee. Not one person. Oh yeah.
Hopefully not.
Oh yeah. I think I'm just gonna kick out the drugs I want. I guess I'll do some coffee. It's the same thing. No one says that.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what I think. Yeah. You ever heard the NOG song about coffee?
No, I don't think so.
I forget the name of the song, but it's pretty good. It's about coffee.
All right, I'm gonna look at that.
It's on the album called it's called We Do Good.
Okay, I know what the album is at least. Okay, I'm gonna look that one up.
I very much like that album actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that
a
was
great
awesome.
album.
Yeah.
He's putting out a new album with European producers. He's trying to get people to be on it.
Oh, yeah.
As part of like the inside cover part, and he's there's something on his page about it, about how to like sign up to be part of it. You can get your like picture like put into the vinyl into the as like the art.
Wow, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what he's doing right now.
Yeah, I think he has a love interest in France or something. Isn't that
Yeah.
something? He has like girls in France or something.
I don't know.
Or his wife. Or
I know he does a lot of like a lot of the like older OGs from Boston, they like usually do like the overseas stuff because they're more known over there.
Yeah. Plus, who doesn't want to go overseas?
Right.
That's what I would do.
Right.
Yeah. You're like M-Dot. You guys always overseas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And then over there, people were like they love him over there.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Adore him.
Yeah. Like, so that's what you gotta
And
do.
like when you like see like different events and stuff, it's like I know you're not a huge sports guy, but like when you see a wrestling event, for example, like the crowd seems very dead when you go from the U.S. to like Europe. Like that crowd seems a lot more passionate, a lot more into it. They have more soccer out there.
Do you mean Europeans are more into wrestling?
No, I'm just saying like in general they're more passionate about as far as like wrestling, music, and like those avenues.
Soccer or football.
Yeah, soccer, football.
Yeah, like football.
Football.
Yeah, not football.
Yeah.
What's up with that? Why they like? Imagine you decided to make a sport and football already exists, and you're like, we're gonna make another sport, football.
Right.
What is up with that?
I don't know.
They could have called it anything, and the thing about that has nothing to do with your foot.
Right.
I guess you kick the ball and you start. I feel like they added that later to make the whole thing make sense, kind of.
Kind of.
Like, I guess kick the ball. I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Yeah. I actually almost wore that same Patriots hat you're wearing today.
Oh, really?
I should have. We would have been twinsies.
That would have been crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So you got the old guy on there.
Yeah.
You got like I think his name is Bob Sullivan. That guy. I forgot his name. But,
Pat the Patriot.
Is that his name? Pat the Patriot?
Yeah.
That's dumb. They should not have been Pat. Imagine that's like when you have like if your last name was like Peters, you name your first son's Peters, like the goalie.
Yeah.
Like, that's a horrible name though. That's why he's good at goalie, because his name was horrible. What's that name?
For sure.
Yeah, Pat Patriot. Yeah. Like Steve Patriot or something.
Pat the
right?
Patriot.
You got kind of mixed up a little bit.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It's corny how it makes
Willie
sense.
Patriot. Yeah. Yeah, I'll play.
I mean,
what was your first experience at Sullivan Stadium?
At Sullivan Stadium?
You ever go there?
No.
Oh, I was there. You know what I saw there? I saw U2.
Okay.
It was for the Zooropa tour. That was a billion years ago.
Where is Sullivan Stadium?
That's Gillette Stadium prior to 1991 or something.
Yeah, I wasn't born then.
Yeah. It used to be Sullivan Stadium. And it was like, not the same. It was like...
My first time going to like Foxborough for a game was 2014.
Oh, yeah.
So that was the first time that I went. I saw the Patriots versus the Broncos.
Oh, yeah.
It was a really great game.
I remember, I worked over at the, for a short time, I took a job at the Trader Joe's. I worked there for a while.
Cool.
Yeah. And you know who I met there? Dio Drent. You know who Drent is, the rapper?
I don't recall.
Oh, yeah, he's my dude. Actually, I met him there. Yeah, I was living nearby, and I was like, you get a discount if you work there, they give you a discount.
Yeah.
I was like, there, I'll work there like some amount of hours and get like save money on groceries, like 20%. And we had kids, so.
Yeah, Trader Joe's has a lot of goods.
Yeah, and I actually like the store.
I love the cookie butter that they have.
Dude, yeah.
They have the cookie butter and the cinnamon butter. It's just to die for.
You ever do this move here where you get the croissants, you have to leave them out the night before? Those things are like ridiculous.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Trader Joe's actually. Like, they were hard to deal with when COVID was a thing with the mask. They were really going all out extra.
Yeah.
They were kind of too much. They're yelling at you. You're like standing.
I think everything was getting a little too much.
But they were like the worst of the worst. Like,
yeah.
I was like, what? I'm not even going anymore. I kind of quit. I started going to Market Basket because I couldn't be dealing with being yelled at all the time.
I was working at Whole Foods during COVID.
Oh yeah, that place was pretty bad.
And that was pretty bad because I was like one of the sanitation people, like one of the janitors.
Oh my God.
And everybody was like, "Oh, like you have to do everything like 5 times more than you normally would do it." And I was just like, "Damn." Like,
yeah, it's just not.
Like if I had to clean a table like 2-3 times a day, they'd be like, "Oh, you have to clean it 8 times by the end of your shift."
Yeah.
And I'd be like, "Whoa."
Yeah, you're gonna be cleaning everything the entire time you're here. If you're not here cleaning, you're fired.
Right. Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, what a horrible time for cleaners.
Right.
Yeah.
It was miserable.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Well, that was a whole thing. Yeah. Now that we're back to like not those types of times.
Right.
I'm back where I can still go to Trader Joe's now.
Right.
I was there a couple days ago.
Nice.
I enjoyed it.
Sweet.
I'd go back. I'd probably go back now if they're open. They're another one. They close at 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah. What's your worst supermarket? Which one do you hate the most of all the supermarkets? Here in New England, we got Star Market, Stop and Shop.
Yeah.
There's obviously Trader Joe's. We just talked about that, and the Whole Foods where you worked at. There's also Price Chopper. Is Price Chopper here?
I have not been in a Price Chopper to give the judge of Price Chopper.
Yeah. Or Price Chopper.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
Yeah, that's like out like Central Mass. Find that by Wista. Stop and Shop, they're kind of lame. They get that weird robot.
Yeah, they got that weird robot,
I kind of like Shaw's a little bit. Star Market.
Yeah, Star Market and Shaw's the same company.
Yeah.
Everybody gets them confused all the time, but...
I actually worked there at my high school days. I worked at the Star Market in West Roxbury. Yeah.
Star Market was one of my first jobs.
Yeah,
it was my second job, actually.
Yeah, the stupid blue tire. I remember blue tire. Anyway, who cares? Star Market versus Shaw's. I like Star Market better. It sounds more like Boston.
Yeah,
Shaw's
Star
like,
Market.
What's this Shaw's?
But it's the Boston debate is Star Market versus
Stop and Shop.
Market Basket.
Oh, I think Market Basket all day.
Yeah.
But there's no Market Baskets in Boston.
No.
There's not like that one like I never went to Market Basket because like there's none around here.
Right.
Like, you have to go North Shore, New Hampshire.
They're all in the suburbs.
Yeah, they're like not near Boston.
Right.
Like,
they're all in the suburbs, like Burlington.
I can't even think where the closest one is.
Waltham.
Quincy probably has one or something.
Yeah.
But like, there's not too many.
Yeah.
Not like, in actual Boston. Boston was actually rough for supermarkets for a while. Like, it was like Star Market was like the main one.
I mean, it's still pretty rough for supermarkets.
Yeah, it's like there's not really a lot. Like,
yeah, you have the Star Market under the TD Garden.
Yeah, they have now Trader Joe's downtown Copley. There's always one there, but there's a second one.
And then they have the Roach Brothers.
Oh, Roach Brothers.
That's forgot about Roach Brothers.
Yeah, that was in the West Roxbury. That was a popular store.
Yeah, Roach Brothers.
That was near Rosendale, so it's nice to go there.
And that's a big one over.
Save a Lot.
Yeah.
Save a Lot was huge. I don't know if they're around anymore.
I don't know.
I don't know if I've seen one in a while. Save a Lot. One in Jamaica Plain used to be a Save a Lot. That's now the Whole Foods. And Save a Lot was kind of like.
Ironic. It's like now you spend a lot. You went from Save a Lot to spend a lot.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Save a Lot was more like a Market Basket situation.
Right.
Yeah. But I like Save a Lot. There was one in Rosendale. Sometimes go there. Back in the day, Stop and Shop was connected to Bradley somehow. They were like they had a similar logo, and there was also a pharmacy called MediMart, and they all had sort of the same logo but different colors. It was like those two dots, and MediMart was like blue and white or something.
Okay.
They used to go over there, but not anymore. No more Bradleys. You ever go to Bradley's?
I vividly remember Bradley's.
Yeah, Bradley's
not
like
too much though.
Yeah, Bradley's like a Walmart kind of store.
I miss Building 19. I liked Building 19.
Yeah, I saw like a new version of Building 19 in New Hampshire.
Oh, really?
You know the Good Stuff Cheap logo?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was called like some other name, and then it said Good Stuff Cheap in the same font with the same look, and I was like, what's this?
No way.
Yeah, so they have some other thing going on where they're just saying Good
Stuff
Cheap.
They have that like little guy that they have.
Yeah, Jerry.
Yeah, the Jerry.
Yeah. That's his name.
Oh man!
I used to love Building 19.
Yeah,
I would go there.
Awesome.
I would go there and just look at stuff. I wouldn't even buy it.
Right.
I got a white tuxedo there. I did wear that.
Oh man!
It was like $19. Maybe not 19. $17.
That's still a really good price for
a
tuxedo.
Cheap. But I just remember if it was $19, I would have like really been like I would have really talked about that.
Right.
Yeah. $1 per building.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. But yeah, being in the Boston area, there's lots of things that you just grow to love. Building 19 for most people is one of those things.
Facts.
Yeah. Also, like, I think you eventually will, like, if you're into cheeseburgers, you eventually will appreciate a cheeseburger sub. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, I love cheeseburger subs.
yeah, cheeseburger sub. Like,
Ironically, cheeseburger subs was like the first thing that I got hooked to.
yeah,
Like, as far as like when I got my first job, like I had like this place down the street from me. It's called Theo's.
yeah.
And like I'm addicted to their cheeseburger sub.
Cheeseburger sub is so much better than
And
like
like
a cheeseburger.
when I start doing food reviews
Yeah.
and everything, I want to be like Dave Portnoy, for example, when he does with his Barstool Sports, where he's doing like one bite pizza reviews, and like other people are doing like I know another big New England thing is people do chowder reviews and people do roast beef reviews. I want to do a cheeseburger sub review because for me personally, that's where my origin comes from.
Yeah.
I had a mixtape back when I wanted to rap and back when I was like learning how to rap from all my friends and everything. And it was called Weed and Mustard Stains. And it was because I would always smoke weed and then buy this cheeseburger sub and have a white t-shirt on and get a mustard stain on that
Nice.
t-shirt.
Yeah. Well, now I don't really eat much fast food anymore. But did you like the Burger King cheeseburger flavor?
So I like the Whopper.
The Whopper, yeah.
But like past the Whopper, as far as like the burger taste from Burger King, no.
Because they kind of have a mustard flavored burger.
Yeah.
Like, not that the burger itself, but just they had mustard on it.
Yeah, it has
Like,
it has
veggie
I like the grilled taste
Yeah.
a little bit more, you know?
Yeah. I think Burger King with that mustard flavor got me thinking I like mustard, so I had to use mustard on. I'm a mustard guy.
Mm-hmm.
I really like mustard. I don't really much ketchup, but the only thing I like ketchup on, cheeseburgers. But not by itself. Like, it has to be part of like a combination of things, and ketchup can be in there,
100%.
but not on hot dogs.
Yeah.
I can't do ketchup on hot dogs.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think of that?
That's interesting. You know, I love ketchup.
On hot dogs?
I put ketchup on everything.
Yeah. Yeah. This is
Like
a whole-
I've always loved ketchup.
yeah, ketchup not on hot dogs is a whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like people think about this. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know, it was pretty exciting eating cheeseburgers and stuff. Where do you like to get your cheeseburgers?
What?
Where do you like to get cheeseburgers around here? We're in Jamaica. Plain.
I haven't tried any. Like I haven't gotten that deep yet. I'm gonna start the search soon, and start doing food reviews as far as cheeseburger subs and see who is the best cheeseburger sub around here.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because I know my personal favorite right now.
Do you ever go to
But I want my personal favorite to change and be like, this is the new place to get one from.
Do you know what Saleable Place?
Yeah.
Yeah, place probably does a good cheeseburger, so
Yeah.
they've been doing it for a while. Yeah. Yeah, pretty exciting to be here in Jamaica playing, I'm sure. What do you-
Sure.
Yeah, there's like lots of like fun things to do here in the summertime.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you like to do here? Do you ever go to get ice cream over at JP Licks?
No.
Kind of good place.
JP Licks is good though.
I
I
really
bet,
just-
you know, real New Englanders know about Brigham's. You
Oh
know?
my goodness, yes.
I love Brigham's. Friendlies and Brigham's.
Did you ever get the Brigham's hot dog?
Yeah.
It's like grilled in butter with the bun grilled in butter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, I still make them that way.
For sure.
Not the only way. My favorite way to make hot dogs. I don't drink much beer, but I do drink beer this way. I pour beer in the bottle in the container of the where the hot dog's getting boiled, and the beer boils. Like the hot dog boils in the beer. That's amazing.
Sweet.
Yeah, because that's how they used to do it back in the day.
Right.
Yeah, there was like beer sausage.
Right.
Yeah, because like the water was bad,
Mm-hmm.
the beer was safe.
Right.
That's kind of what happened, I think. Yeah.
Of course. So, can you tell me a little bit more about like disposable jazz and everything?
Yeah. So initially, I was. My musical background goes back to about maybe 1988 or something when I got a Yamaha keyboard, and I started like learning a little bit like keyboard like with the book. I learned like shout, doon 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 doon, like songs like that, and like whatever the era that was. It must have been the 80s. I thought that was cool. In like third grade, I played a little bit of trumpet, but I quit. so I didn't really play much music besides like a couple of things. I just had some interest. I didn't go very far with the keyboard. I didn't take lessons or anything. I just was trying to like learn the songs, and I kind of lost interest.
Nice. I used to play the trombone.
Oh, the trombone's actually pretty dope.
Yeah. My goal is by the end of the year I want to get a new trombone.
Yeah.
I would love to get a trombone.
Dude, if you get a trombone, let me know.
Yeah, for sure.
By the time I was probably about, like in college, like early after high school, maybe high school, I thought it'd be cool to get a guitar. So I got a electric guitar then, and I actually quite enjoyed that. I started smoking cannabis a lot, and we get zooted and play guitar and stuff. And I was trying to learn, but I never really got very advanced with guitar.
Right.
Eventually, I decided that I was having fun doing open mics, doing like rapping, and doing vocals. So I started just doing vocals. I was 16, 17, work with people, did a lot of 4-track recording, and I would go to a lot of the open mic stuff that was in Boston in the 90s, like the Rathskeller and the Western Front was in Cambridge. There's like a number of places. If you're familiar with 88.9's DJ Nomadic, she would have a night over at Jamaica Plain was the Milky Way. That used to be where the Whole Foods is, basically, was right there. But it was like a pizza parlor that had they had bands and then bowling. It was a pretty dope spot. And we go to the place like that, and there's just a lot of music happening in the 90s in Boston, and there's a lot of open mics, and if you're trying to do it, there's a lot of opportunities to participate. I remember even we talked about Big Shug. He would be on 88.9 every now. The interviewing him. He was doing Gurus, Gangstar stuff then, and he would host like open mics in Central Square, and some people would come out. They wouldn't be like hugely attended, but some amount of people. It was cool. It was a kind of cool thing. And the Rathskeller, the basement shows are pretty dope. And there's a lot of Boston hip hop even in those days, and rap was really becoming very mainstream in the 90s, between like 95 and 98, 99, like it was getting really big, right?
For sure.
Yeah. And then, so there was, finally there was kind of more of that stuff. Prior to that, it was hard and it's kind of still is the case, it's harder for hip hop events to get like booked to do shows. But for this like, special golden time, it was kind of like, there was a lot of...
It was a natural thing for a while.
Yeah, it was like, there was a lot of hip hop stuff happening in Boston. So that was pretty dope. Eventually, I also got a trumpet. Like, I thought it'd be fun to play trumpet. I was doing, like, car service.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would just go practice my trumpet all the time. I think I had children 2003. And so I probably stopped doing, like, putting time into doing music and open mics, going to rehearsal spaces. Because back then it was harder to do music. Like, you had to go to a place where there was, like, a soundboard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you couldn't just do it with your computer. Computers really were expensive if you had one that was capable of doing it. And they were really slow and, it just wasn't...
Right, in that time,
wasn't there yet.
Computers were slow.
Yeah. So, yeah, it wasn't exactly, like... how it is today, where you can just do everything with your phone. Like, yeah, it's just different times. So I could put less time into doing it because it took a lot more time to do things. And because especially like open mics, you have to spend the whole night at some open mics. You can do mic stuff. So instead, I started just doing because I was doing limousine work. I would just bring my trumpet and go play trumpet all the time. My lips would get tired after about a half an hour, and I have to quit, because I couldn't like hold it anymore. And so I thought, if I get a speaker, if I got like a pedal that loops and a speaker, I could like beatbox, and like I wouldn't have to play like I could kind of play a little less and take a little like kind of more breaks. I bet you I could play a lot longer, which is true.
Right.
Yeah. So what I was trying to do initially, I was trying to play like every like if I was singing the song, I was trying to play trumpet like as if I was singing it. So I would play the song part like. And so that's like the whole song. So it takes a lot of breath. Now I can play like a quick little doo-doo-doo every so often, which gives you a lot more time to not do it and recuperate. But when I got the speaker and the loop pedal, I thought that it would be fun to like make kind of more sounds. Um, because I was traveling so much with the trumpet, I would put on those blue bikes right around town to the spots. My trumpet was getting really beat up, and so I got this bong here on the table. I got a different bong though, but it was like the same shape but opposite from the trumpet, so I'd stick it I had a bigger case. Since then that trumpet got stolen, but it would like kind of take up the extra space so the trumpet wouldn't bang around in the box anymore. Mm-hmm. So I was always bringing it around with me. One day I thought I should play the bong. Right, and so yeah, and so I have this instrument mic right here, and I put the bong through there, and I put on a flanger, and I was like, I know that sound. That's Space Mountain, right, from Disney World. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been to Space Mountain?
Right.
Yeah. So I was like, I know this is from Space Mountain. I went back to Space Mountain not because of this, but because I was already there. I went with my mom, my brother. We had a little family trip there, and we had a connection, so we got some free tickets. So of course I went, I went to Space Mountain, and guess what? The song was exactly the sound, and I was like, this bong through a flanger sounds just like Space Mountain. So that's what I was like, this is the sound. So that's a big part of it. Then I got this. Well, let me tell you this. So I had a little bit more of a setup, and then I got stolen. My car got broken into. They stole my thing, so I got it back. When I started getting the stuff back, one of the things I acquired was this. It's called a melodica, and this melodica is like not a modern melodica, because modern melodicas they're a lot wider. It's like a keyboard, and as you're blowing it, you're playing like a keyboard. But this isn't like a keyboard. This is just different.
Right.
Like, I mean, it is, but it's not like a piano keyboard. It has like, I don't know, just kind of a different thing. And I just really like how it sounds. I'm a big Pink Floyd fan, and so I'll play it real quick.
Okay.
It sounds like ghosty, kind of.
Yeah, spooky. You get some ghosty air.
Yeah, and so I think I would hear this song back in the day on Pink Floyd stuff. And so when I first I found it on like Facebook Marketplace, and so I bought it, and I was really excited when I heard it. I was like, so this is kind of part, and then the other thing I added to the sound was an automaton, and mine's actually out of the batteries right now, so I don't have it here. But it's a Japanese instrument, has a ball at the end and like a scale, and as you put your fingers in it, it goes through like different sort of notes, sort of play like a guitar neck, but it's electronic.
Right.
Before I added the automaton, everything else was everything through my mouth. And the whole concept was like, what if I only use my mouth? Like, what music composition can I make? But everything has to be from my mouth. So you can't do anything with your hands or whatever else. Like cymbals or. But then since I started because the bong is to your mouth too. But when I started using the automaton, I was like, maybe I should relax a little bit with the whole it needs to be from my mouth thing. So I got a tiny xylophone and this cowbell, and now I think it's really added to my sound.
Sweet.
And I put everything through these pedals. So the pedal I have is the Boss VE20, and it has like a whole bunch of different presets like reverb and chorus. And so as I put all the sounds through this instrument mic, I can sort of adjust any sort of effect or not effect, and then I can use that to make a loop. I thought that it'd be fun to make the whole thing beatbox based, because I like beatboxing, and it also requires me not to have drums with me. And I was thinking about this project really. I want to be able to go outside because I have the powered speaker. I want to be able to go like top of mountains and not have to worry about power sources. And so I'm self-sustained in terms of power here. And so I also want to be lightweight. So in previous iterations of a similar project, based off of this pedal that I was doing, I was using bass guitar and I was using drum machines. But it just became too much to like
haul around.
Well, yeah, that, and you gotta like figure out charging. You like charge everything all the time.
Yeah.
Too many things can go wrong, and like you're adding extra problems potentially, which is okay. But if you're trying to play like an open mic or something, and then you have like a small problem. If you have like so many things, like it can be a bad scene,
Right.
So I was like trying to make it simple. Like, what can I do to simplify it? So I figured out like beatbox is, if I can just do beatbox with these things, that's probably fine, since I'm looping anyway. And then for the bass, I got this little tiny cool tool here. It's called a mouth harp, and it sounds like this.
Oh wow, that sounds like the boing noise.
Yeah,
that
kind
you
of
hear
like a
from
boing
a
noise.
cartoon or something like that.
I'm actually not a very good player of this. Like I'm okay, but like if you hear someone who can really play it and get really loud,
Yeah.
and they can really do like you hear folks in India play it, and I don't know where else, but the people who can play this thing really well, it's pretty dope. So this is like one of the instruments I really like. I like how it sounds, but I know that if I put more time into it, I could probably make this thing kind of cooler. I got this tiny xylophone, and I just wanted a xylophone, but I was like, that's pretty small.
Yeah.
I put it right on top of my mic, add some kind of interesting textures.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, so basically the project is basically beatbox.
A bunch of harmonicas here.
You could, you know,
You like
I
harmonicas?
got, as I pointed out, I got some stuff stolen from me.
Mm-hmm.
When I was putting things back together, a friend of mine, Nick, he was like, I have like mad harmonicas. You can like just use them for a while. And one of them was this giant harmonica.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was this Horner Comet, which I don't know if it's actually not a harmonica. It might be something else. Like I call it harmonica. It may not be. Maybe like to harmonic people, they're like, no, that's a comet, which might be. But it's not like this. I guess it's a harmonica. Yeah, it's a harmonica. It's made in Germany. And then this one's like this. So you can see there's like subtle differences in the sounds. These, when you put them through different effects, they do have quite a different, like those sounds kind of go to different places.
Yeah.
So that's why I keep so many harmonicas. But yeah, if I only had one harmonica, it'd probably be okay. I have, 2 or 3 more on the table, little guys. Oh, here they are. But they are like different keys.
Yeah.
So like this one's like, I don't even know what keys they are. These particular 2. Here's the Flying Eagle. It's probably like a B. No, that's not a B. Here's a B. Yeah, that's a B. Yeah.
Cool.
So I like that one because it's black. Yeah, kind of a different sound. And I actually have more harmonicas than that. I have, yeah.
Sweet.
Harmonica, but harmonicas. It's an easy one to start with. You know what? The reason why I even have a harmonica. You ever seen these beatbox harmonica videos?
No.
Yeah. So.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, that was kind of like I didn't invent that, but I seen it a bunch of times, and I was like, oh, I should probably get a beatbox harmonica going on. Yeah, I started doing beatbox stuff like maybe 20 years ago. So I would perform with somebody, I would do the beatbox while they rap or something over it. And that's, I think maybe I started getting harmonicas then. I didn't really think about it much. It's kind of like, oh, we don't have anyone else to play drums. Oh, I'll just beatbox. Oh, if I get this harmonica, it'll sound a little better.
For sure.
And so, yeah, I don't know. Eventually, it became more than that. It became like the basis of this whole project here.
Right.
Yeah, so I say that my project is, I would say it sounds like, if you asked me to describe it, like the Fat Boys with, I don't know if you're familiar with Jello Biafra, but he's from the band The Dead Kennedys. And I say his name because I think that that guy's kind of an interesting guy in the hardcore. And for a while, there was some reason why he couldn't really sing anymore, like not physically. He wasn't like had to do with contract. So he started doing like spoken word stuff, and I do a lot of spoken word stuff too. So that's why I always say that. And the Fat Boys, obviously, that's rapping and beatbox. And so I say it's the Fat Boys and Jello Biafra meeting with Herb Alpert over hookah, because obviously hookah bars. Because I play the bong, and that's what it would sound like. And then the jazz part of it, where I play trumpet. I'm so bold to say Herb Alpert's name. But I know Herb Alpert, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of what I thought. And then really the idea was there was an album from Miles Davis called Doo-Bop. It came out in the 90s. And it might have even been his last album. It was like... If Miles Davis made hip hop, like the whole thing, the entirety of hip hop, this is how it would sound. So like how he, in his brain, how it should go, and like there's just different weight on the different aspects. So there's like it's like jazz drums, There's definitely horns. There's definitely like kind of cool like bass lines. And then there's even people doing vocals, but it's no rap you ever heard of. And like the raps that they're doing aren't bad, but they're on purpose like mediocre. Like they're kind of just kind of there almost as like I don't know, like a sound element, you know. But you're not supposed to, like they're not supposed. It's almost like be there, but don't be so loud that they don't hear the trumpet, or or the musical piece, you know. Like just you're kind of there like as scaffolding. But that's what I would say about it. And so I always thought that was a very cool album. Um, and so I thought that maybe that's a kind of a cool idea. So um, that's why in this particular project is like I do rap and stuff, but it's kind of like more of a freestyle thing, and I think of it more like a DJ would like have like somebody drop a quick verse on a beat or something, you know. And the DJ of Disposable Jazz, I use that because I think of this as more like of a DJ like set that I do like a person like a songwriter or someone making like a songs. Because I'm not so concerned with making songs. Um, I like to think of it like it's kind of like more performance art, and so like I really try to have like a very definable like start and ending, and like the whole thing is supposed to be like the whole thing is the song, but it's not a song obviously because it's 20 minutes and there's different parts of it. But I think of it more like that than I would do like let me make a beat real quick with a written, which I don't do that so much with this project. Not that I've never done it or wouldn't do it, but it's kind of more about like getting it going and seeing where it goes. Cause that's kind of more like scary, right? Like
For sure.
yeah, if you go like out there and you don't know what you're gonna do, you might surprise yourself.
Right.
So that's kind of how I see it a little bit. And if you spend so much time really trying to make everything perfect and doing it like that's okay, but um, I don't know. You're not doing the like you're repeating this thing. You're not like in it at the moment. It's kind of about the moment. So I think I'm chasing a moment here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
and then I would evaluate each time I do it. Like I kind of think of it this way: like how was the set overall? And so if I liked it or I didn't like it, it has to do with kind of like the entirety of it. Like I'm not. I don't know. I'm not making songs here.
Okay.
Like for 3 minutes, MP3s with like very obvious meaning and lyrics. Like,
Right.
I'm not doing that. I'm doing something else. I don't know what it is, but it's not that. It's like it's experiments.
I'm gonna ask you the final closeout question that I'm gonna be asking everybody on this podcast.
Okay.
What do you have for dreams moving forward for yourself?
Well, I think I have different probably motivations than probably a lot of people who are like doing art and things. So I like have I feel better when if I go and make something or do something. I just feel better. Um, I'm not so concerned with like I don't know like a concept. I don't really have much faith in like this industry of like entertainment,
Yeah.
and so I I don't really think about it too much. I'm also doing music that's like not very popular. Like like what I mean is like I kind of make stuff that's not for everybody on purpose. Like not that I'm just doing what I want to do. And,
Yeah. 100%.
And so that doesn't I don't really see a clear path to like uh I don't know like that becoming bigger than that. I think I'm happy to just have it be that I'm just doing what I want to do.
For
You
sure.
know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah, and so moving forward, I think if I'm not bored, I'll keep doing it, and if it gets boring, I won't. So I hope I don't get bored for a while. I do
Right.
like it. Yeah.
Same, man.
Yeah.
Well, all right, man.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you being here today.
For sure, brother. I
Tremendous.
appreciate you coming through. Let's set up some disposable jazz here and
Okay.
try it out.
Blends a hat track, either way no defense. Off the side of route the past to cool man. Hold the mic wearing press suits. Press suits getting loose. You can run so deep ahead to cruise. The control glass the whole through the side tap. We'll fall around with the grill, the ground. Microphone fresh, half back, half stack. Little cash packed like stacks on the slliks. Through the full of mic is pulling wet with sweat rain. Through the water rhyme called the bass. Kept the bus off the chase. I put the back station maced. My fan with all rock style plan. 1, 2, check a machine line on the rock the jam. Who knows how to do it well? Blow through the blow else. Through the full blow flash pattern. She come back at it. With the mic, watch the backside. Back it up. I like it like that. Ladder, days and days. Off the mic, roll the groove school. Look for the mic, frog, robber, or off. Put your other hold out, superstar shaw. Hold my other mic, or tune the knob dog. Put up through the mic, you don't matter, I lost jaw.
That's